Yeah, well, 2024 was overall not a bad season for me. I unfortunately was injured a lot throughout the year, so therefore, I think some injuries might have hindered some performances. So yeah, I was quite fast at the Queensland tracks. So that was really good for me. Especially Morgan Park, as it's a track that I've struggled on the smaller bike. So to be fast there and competitive there, although I was injured, on a big bike was quite a big relief. But yeah, focusing on 2025. Really, I've just got to work on consistency during the race. I've worked that out. I think I'll be there. The raw speed seems to be quite good. I seem to be pretty fast at one lap, but I just need to try working on sort of limit the crashes and be a little bit more consistent throughout the year and throughout the races. One thing I missed is probably not really understanding how to manage a tyre, not being in the Premier class. Like in the smaller classes, it's quite easy to sort of have tyre life at the end of races. So yeah, that was probably the biggest thing when I stepped up into the Superbike class, was just managing the tyre and working out when to be fast in the race. So that's been challenging and something that didn't really come too easy for me. But like having the support categories there, looking back at sort of, you can see that I probably could have worked on those things a little bit earlier still. And yeah, it's great to have the World Superbikes out there, because when you're a support category to them, you can watch and learn so much just from what they're doing and implement it into your own weekend and try and adapt and learn a little bit quicker and speed up the process a bit more. Not in particular. I think all the Superbike riders are quite cool. I'm just a big fan of all of them really. Yeah, I'm just excited to be in the paddock and sort of just be a part of the atmosphere. The atmosphere in the paddock and throughout the whole weekend is quite massive, and it's a lot different to like a traditional ASBK meeting. So it's cool to be a part of. But yeah, it'd be cool to see Toprak do well around Phillip Island, and of course it'd be good to see Johnny Ray and the Yamaha be up the front as well. Supercars isn't a championship that I followed a lot. I've always been a bit of a fan of the Red Bull team, so not necessarily keen or about meeting or talking to them, but it'll be nice to see the Red Bull team do well, and just in general, it'd be actually nice if I sort of did get into the Supercars a bit more and start following the championship a little bit more closely than what I do. So I keep in touch with a few of the riders overseas. Harry Voigt's one in particular. We're quite good mates, and yeah, pretty much throughout the season we just message each other a lot and talk about anything bikes really, bikes and training. So it's pretty good that it's nice to have a relationship with people over there, because you always sort of, you're kept in the loop as such, and you sort of know what's going on a little bit. But yeah, no, it'd definitely be cool to do a Moto 2 wild card one day. Whether it comes up, I don't know. But for now, I don't really have anything at all lined up. For now, I'm just focusing on doing the best job I can for Yamaha in this year's Australian Superbike Championship. So I've ridden Assen before. That was a really cool track. A track I'd like to ride now. Jerez was a bucket list one. I've ridden there now. I've always sort of liked Valencia. Silverstone would be cool. It's a long track with a lot of corners. But I think any of the European tracks are going to be quite cool, to be honest with you. They're all so fast and so flowing. It's a lot different to Australian or traditional Australian tracks. So to get over there and experience all those different tracks and layouts and whatnot would be a pretty cool experience, nonetheless. Yeah, so it's pretty cool that there's another Aussie in the Formula One paddock, where the Aussies seem to be quite strong at the moment. It seems to have a strong presence anyway in the paddock. Oscar's doing quite well, and yeah, it's cool to see Jack's in there now. So hopefully he can sort of burst onto the scene and have a good year, and it all comes together for him. And yeah, in particular for his home round, it'd be pretty cool if he could turn up and just, be straight on the pace and and have a good race in front of his home fan base. But yeah, I'm not really sure about the safety aspect of four wheels. They're going just as fast, really. So for me, I've never really been that interested in cars. For me, it's always been bikes and two wheels. That's just what I like. But I know there's plenty of other people think the opposite. They just enjoy driving a car more than what they do riding a bike. So yeah, I'm not really too sure about any of that. I've never really driven a car competitively, so I can't even really comment on it too well. Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of great motorbike riders that have sort of made the switch. It's nothing I've ever really thought about. I suppose I've always just thought about trying to be as good as motorbike rider as possible. But one day it'd be nice to definitely give it a go, like to jump in a supercar or whatever, and have a scoot around and sort of understand, and appreciate more what it takes to be good in that field. Yeah, so I don't really follow the tennis that much, but my favourite sort of motor vehicle's definitely got to be the R1 for road use and for racing use. It's just so versatile and it's just its strengths are so strong. So it's just, for me overall, it's probably one of the best bikes out there. It was one of the best bikes I've ridden anyway. So that's definitely my favourite. But in terms of recovery, I just try and do a lot of stretching and eat the right foods and when I am resting, just rest, not keep up and keep doing stuff. Just rest and let the body heal and come out the next day and try and be better. Yeah, for sure.